down a point. For the lead! Fairmont down 1. Dobbs at the buzzer! Got it! Fairmont Senior wins it! Zykeas Dobbs in the lane for a state championship.
They'll swing it over to Maxwell, had 22 first half points. That's a turnover for the Tigers. And the detonation on the other end, Deshaun Good. That will improve to 28-0. There will be a new #1 next week. Shady Spring dominates the Polar Bears of Fairmont Senior, and they win it 86-65. Bob.
Both teams still a foul, 2 away from the bonus. Butler for 3, and the freshman does it again.
Wow.
Polar Bears can take the lead. Gower wants a 3.
Big shot. Here comes Chapman off the screen. It wasn't there, so the secondary option, Maxwell trying to get to the hoop.
Misses. Good. Has it. Fairmont up ahead to Gower. 5 seconds. Gower to the rim. Layup good. Fairmont Senior is going to do it. Back to back.
Okay.
Eli, I have no.
The site is the Fairmont Fieldhouse. The matchup, #1 versus #2, the Polar Bears and the Shady Spring Tigers. And I did have a chance to check in with the head coach of the Tigers, Ronnie Olson, before the game tonight to get a scouting report on this Shady Spring team.
It's a game that you circle, knowing that, you know, if everything goes the way both coaches plan, it never works out that way, but you know that you could see that team deep in a run in a state tournament if we're so lucky to get there. But it's become a great rivalry. I think the whole state enjoys watching these games. You know, obviously what's been at stake is even bigger the last, 2 years, one possession game either way. And I just think it's become a healthy rivalry. And 2 great programs, 2 great teams, and traveling up and down to play each other for one game, I think that shows a lot about both programs, where they stand.
And your team's a lot different than it was last season.
Absolutely.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, four new starters. We have a whole new team. We like to play the same brand of basketball, but it's unproven guys, and I think they've done a good job of proving themselves up to this point. But we haven't seen a team like Fairmont. We've seen a couple teams, but we haven't played Fairmont yet. And this means a lot to us. But in the grand scheme of things, I'd have traded last year's win in the regular season for the win that they had at the end of the year. So we put in perspective, and even as a coach, I grow and learn those things. So we want to put things in perspective, and really the ones that matter later. But it's a good indicator to see where we're at, and I feel like they feel the same way. Everybody's going to play hard, but the one that matters is the one in March.
You did a great job of shutting down Dobbs in the state final last season. Is that going to be an effort tonight?
No, we're a little different this year. We're more about a team balance on the offense and defensive end. Everybody's got to guard their guy, guard their yard is what we like to call it. So I think they're a really good team. They're really balanced. They spread the floor, so we can't just focus on Dobbs because a lot of guys are going to beat us off the dribble. The way they run their 5-out offense is really good. I know they know us just like we know them inside and out. We watch them just like they watch us. So all our guys are going to have to, Grant and all those guys, Jules, they can all get to the bucket. So we've got to do a good job of keeping those guys in front of us and Dobbs is a good facilitator too. It's nothing for him to suck in the defense and kick it to the guy on the block or the guy cutting. So it's going to be a concerned effort and more so than just on him because they've got a lot of good guys that can hurt you with the system they're running this year.
All right, I'm ready. Big time basketball tonight from the Fairmont Fieldhouse. I'm Jeff Carpenter, ready to bring you the story tonight, and a special hello to our listeners in Shady Spring tonight as your Tigers facing up with the Polar Bears. Shady Spring, a record of 11 wins and 3 losses. Ronnie Olson, the head coach, in his 7th season there, and has really turned this program into a state power. No question about that. Let's take a look at the starters for tonight's game. Shady Spring wearing the visiting uniforms tonight. And here are the starters. The big gun for Shady Spring is Amar Maxwell. He's a 6'4" senior. Also starting for the Tigers tonight will be Gavin Davis, a senior, 6'0". Jalen Bailey, 6 foot, junior, also in the lineup. Jack Williams, the second leading scorer, averages 18 points a game. And Reed Radford rounds out the starting lineup for Shady Spring. Polar Bears in the white uniforms tonight, and this is the lineup you'll see from Fairmont Senior. For the Polar Bears, Trey Cumberledge is a 6'3", 185-pound junior. He averages double figures for the Polar Bears. He's averaging 12 points a game, and he's the second leading rebounder. Darrell Claybrook, just a sophomore, has been playing well, averages 6 points a game. Jules Butler, who had that big game in the state final last season against these Tigers as a freshman, he'll be in the lineup, a 5'11" sophomore who averages 7 points a game. Andre Grant, the second leading scorer, a senior at 6'0", 177, averages 14 points a game. And the Polar Bears leaders, Ikeas Dobbs, he's a senior, he's 6'4", he's 200 pounds, he averages 25 points a game and also leads the team in rebounding, averaging 9. Polar Bears coached by David Retton, and the Tigers by Ronnie Olson. These two teams very familiar with one another, even though there are miles and miles between the two schools. And certainly in the football setting, these teams have become well acquainted as well, as Shady Spring and Fairmont Senior have become very big-time rivals in both sports. Jumping center for Fairmont will be Dobbs, and Maxwell will go up for the Tigers. Our officials tonight: Tony Thornton, Mel Coleman, And the ball is up and in the air and tipped around, and the Polar Bears control it. Cumberledge has it for Fairmont, and he gets it out. On the left wing, Butler has it. Deep left corner to Dobbs. Dobbs over down into the right corner to Grant. Back out it comes to Dobbs on the wing against the 2-3 zone. Drives in, turns, shoots from 5, and he rattles it in. Zykeus Dobbs gets the first basket, and the Polar Bears have a 2-0 lead. It's Jack Williams with the ball. Bounces it on the near side to Bailey. Bailey guarded by Butler. Polar Bears start out man-to-man. You'll see several different defenses by Fairmont tonight. Williams almost at the center circle now as Grant is guarding him. Comes off to Maxwell. Dobbs has the assignment of guarding him. Maxwell's drive to the basket. No good. He can't finish it, but gets the rebound under the basket. Now gets the pass back out in the left corner for a three-point shot off the glass. No good. Bailey misses, and the rebound comes down to the Polar Bears. Into the front court comes Dobbs all the way for the basket. He banks it in, and he's fouled. Zykeus Dobbs, big-time move to the basket, high off the glass. Got it to go, and he's fouled on the play. Dobbs has already scored more points in this game than he scored the last time the two teams played. Going to the foul line, Dobbs shoots 66% from there, but it rolls off no good, and Maxwell secures the rebound for the Tigers. And a timeout called by Ronnie Olson, the Shady Spring coach. Timeout, Shady Spring. 7 minutes to go, first quarter from Fairmont. It's the Polar Bears 4, Shady Spring nothing on Fun 93.1.
Hi, my name's Zach Frazier and I'm from Fairmont, West Virginia. And when I'm back at home in Fairmont, you'll find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that Golden Boot pride at Parmar. There are literally hundreds of Parmar stores in West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and even more on the way. Download the Parmar app to save even more. And whether it's food, gas, groceries, or whatever, we have you covered at Parmar. West Virginia proud and ready to serve you.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Shady Spring has the basketball against full court pressure in the front court, 4-0. Polar Bears lead. Williams driving for a high arching shot, no good, but he gets his own rebound under the basket. Back out to Maxwell. Maxwell penetrates, passes left corner for a three-point shot. It is good. That's Jack Williams hitting the three. And the Polar Bears have a 6-4, or trail rather, 6-4. Outside with it is Dobbs. Dobbs drives down inside. Under the basket, the ball kicked away. Scoreboard being corrected here. Polar Bears have the ball out of bounds. Outside with it is Claybrook. Gets it to Grant. Grant drives to the basket and he puts it in. Andre Grant hits it, and it's now a 6-3 Fairmont lead. That last three-pointer for Shady Spring was their first. So Shady Spring with the ball now against the pressure. Polar Bears. There's Brody Radford driving from the basket, misses the shot. Rebound comes down to Dobbs. Dobbs up court 3-on-3. Has it at the point, stops, leans in, puts it up from 5. No good. Rebound pulled down by Maxwell. Maxwell in the front court against Cumberledge, drives for the basket, scores, and he's fouled. Maxwell with determination to get to the basket, and Cumberledge couldn't handle it, and he commits the foul. That'll be his first, and Maxwell goes to the line looking for the three-point play. Our score here is Fairmont 6 and Shady Spring 5. There was a mix-up with the scoreboard, which had given Shady Spring 6 points when they only had 3. First free throw is up, and it rims out no good, and Cumberledge rebounds. Polar Bears control. Fairmont has the ball and a 1-point lead. Here's Grant dribbling in. Back to Dobbs, left corner Claybrook. Back out to Dobbs on the wing, top of the key to Grant. Over to Butler. Butler moves down into the lane. Left corner Dobbs, who goes down the baseline, spins to the basket. Can't get a shot off, and he's called for traveling. So the turnover gives it to the Tigers with 5:25 to go in the first quarter, and the Polar Bears holding a 6-5 lead. Fairmont has done it with 3 two-point baskets, 2 by Dobbs, 1 by Grant, and the Tigers have a 3 by Williams and a 2 from Amar Maxwell. JV game tonight won by the Polar Bears 71-46. Bounce pass comes to Davis. Down inside to Maxwell, back to the basket. Back out to Williams for a three-point shot. Off the glass, no good. Rebound fight controlled by Butler. Gets it to Claybrook. Up to Grant. Into the front court, 2-on-3. Grant gets it to Dobbs. Dobbs down for the basket. Puts it up from 7. No good. Rebound pulled down by Maxwell. Shady Spring has it. Into the front court with it is Williams. Williams back outside now to Maxwell. Maxwell against Dobbs. He likes to penetrate. He's doing that now. Puts one up off the glass. No good. But he gets his own rebound. Under the basket, lobs it back outside to the top of the key to Bailey. Bailey, guarded by Butler, swings it over to Maxwell. 3, left wing, no good. Rebound, Butler. Polar Bears have it with a 1-point lead into the front court. Butler to the top of the key. Now underhands it to Dobbs. Dobbs, back out right wing, Butler. Into the right corner to Grant. Grant beyond the three-point line. Polar Bears not much of a three-point shooting team. The pass is overplayed, stolen, picked off by Radford. He drives to the basket, and he puts it in. Brody Radford gives Shady Spring its 7-6 lead now. 4 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the first quarter from Fairmont. Butler with it on the left wing, getting a 5 count as Shady now goes man-to-man. Butler gives up the dribble, and now whistle and a turnover called against the Polar Bears. 5-second violation against the Polar Bears. Butler. So the ball belongs to the Tigers now. Sidelines, backcourt, and it'll be Williams to bring it in. Williams and Maxwell, numbers 0 and 2, are the big offensive players for Shady Spring. There's a bounce pass that gets to Maxwell at the top of the key. Left wing 3 for Bailey. It is good. So Bailey gets the 3. Shady Spring leads by 4. 10-6, front court. Grant drives inside, backs to Claybrook. Claybrook, a runner from 10, is short. Rebound, whistle, foul called. And it'll go against the Polar Bears. Darrell Claybrook over the back on the rebound. And the ball belongs to Shady Spring in the backcourt. The Tigers on a roll now. 7 unanswered points after the Polar Bears led 6-3. It's now 10-6. Shady with the ball. Into the front court comes Radford. That's Brody Radford. He's just a sophomore. Has the ball stolen away by Grant. Grant will drive for the layup from the right side and put it in. Andre Grant hits it. It's now a 10-8 Shady lead as Maxwell brings it into the front court. Guarded by Butler. Back outside it comes now to Williams. Williams backs up to the center circle. Right wing Radford gets it. He'll move around the screen. Bounces it down to the baseline to Williams, who goes for the basket and scores. Nice pass, nice move by Williams down the baseline. Shady has a 12-8 lead. Here's Butler in the right corner. Retreats, gets it back to Dobbs. Left wing, Cumberledge. Cumberledge drives for the basket, puts it up right-handed, and banks it in. Cumberledge hits it. Fairmont trails 12-10. Tigers with the ball. Williams top of the key. Williams, pass thrown away, stolen by Claybrook. Claybrook bumped by Maxwell, gets away with it in the front court to Grant. Right wing Cumberledge. Cumberledge dishes off right corner to Butler, but it hits the baseline. Not a good pass from Cumberledge, and it goes out of bounds, out to Shady Spring. So the Tigers with the ball, back court, right in front of the bench. Ronnie Olson, their coach, standing, communicating with Radford as he gets the ball in play to Williams. And Williams will dribble it up. Shady 11-3, Fairmont Senior 14-0. Radford gets it deep right corner to Maxwell. Back outside to Williams, top of the key to Bailey. Bailey on the left wing to Radford, and offensive foul called against the Tigers. And it's going to go on Amar Maxwell. And that's number 2 on Maxwell. So that creates an issue for Shady Spring now. Polar Bears with the ball. Dobbs with it across the center line. He is guarded man-to-man by Maxwell. Dobbs makes a move down inside, stops, gets it to Grant. Foul line shot from there off the back of the rim. Rebound Maxwell for the Tigers. He'll bring it up court from right to left. Passes to Bailey on the left wing. Radford gets it. Radford against Butler. Over now to Williams. Back to Radford, top of the key. Williams gets it, drives down the left wing, off balance, 12-footer, rolls in good. Jack Williams having a good start to this game. He has 7, and Shady leads 14-10. Here's Cumberland driving for the basket down the baseline. It's good, and he's fouled. Foul charge to Jack Williams. That will be his first. Cumberland will go to the line. On the season, Cumberland shoots 61% at the foul line. He has 4 points tonight, and he'll shoot at the line to the right. Chris Wilson checks in, and out goes Jules Butler with 1:21 to go here in the first quarter. Cumberland shooting. Free throw up, and it is good. Cumberland has 5. Polar Bears in full court pressure now, trailing 14-13. Bailey in the backcourt against Dobbs. Almost loses the ball. Now gets double team pressure, gets it over to Williams. Williams loses the ball, stolen by Claybrook. Hill drive for the layup, and he banks it in good. Claybrook, the sophomore, gets his first basket. The Polar Bears lead. It's 15-14. Inside 1 minute to go, and a timeout called by Ronnie Olson. He's not happy. Timeout Shady Spring. 57 seconds to go, first quarter from Fairmont. It's the Fairmont Polar Bears 15, Shady Spring 14 on Fun 93.1.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99, or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
Each team has a moment here in the first quarter where it's played well, and the Polar Bears now have a 1-point lead. Shady went on a 7-0 run. The Polar Bears have overtaken the Tigers now 15-14. Pass comes on the right wing. With it is Davis, and a foul called against the Polar Bears. It's going to go against Claybrook, and that's going to be his second foul. So 2 players, 1 on each team, playing with 2 fouls. Amar Maxwell has 2 for Shady. And he comes back into the game now with the ball on their offensive end. With it now Radford. Radford calls the play for the Tigers. Butler guarding him, and Maxwell gets the ball top of the key. He's driving against Dobbs. Leans in, lays it up. Dobbs blocks his shot, and Dobbs has the rebound. Back the other way to Grant. Grant layup left side. Banks it in good. Andre Grant gets the basket. The Polar Bears have a 3-point lead. It's 17-14 with 21 seconds to go in the first quarter. Radford across the center line. Crouching down as he dribbles the ball out front. Now Maxwell gets it. Maxwell against Dobbs. Drops it off to Bailey. Back now to Radford. 6 seconds to go. Right wing Bailey checks the clock behind him. Now drives down the right wing in front of the basket against Butler. Puts it up and scores at the buzzer. Bailey hits the basket, and that's the end of the first quarter. After one from Fairmont's Fieldhouse, it's the Polar Bears 17, Shady Springs 16 on Fun 93.1.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
I'm Keith Powell, and going on right now is my Keith Says Yes Fest. I'm saying yes to lowering your payments, yes to your trade-in, regardless of condition, miles, even if you're still making payments. My Keith Says Yes credit approval process helps me say yes, you're approved. So if you want new Chevys, yes. New Fords, yes. Lifetime warranty, yes. Come see me, Keith Powell at Yes Chevy in Hurricane and Yes Ford in Huntington.
An interesting first quarter in this matchup between number 1 and number 2, Fairmont versus Shady Spring. The Tigers with the basketball, trailing by 1, 17-16. Fairmont has Wilson in the game in place of Claybrook now as we start the second quarter. Deep in the right corner, Williams gets it back outside to Radford. Back to the regular starting 5 for Shady Spring. Maxwell gets it. He drives in against Dobbs. Leans in from the right side, banks it off the mark. Rebound Dobbs for the Polar Bears, and the ball stripped away from him. Williams gets it. Back to Maxwell. Maxwell deep right corner. Comes to Bailey. Down low to Maxwell. Turns to the basket. His shot is blocked by Dobbs, and the rebound comes down to the Tigers. Outside with it is Davis. Gets it back now to the center circle to Jack Williams. Williams against Grant. Bounces it on the right wing. It's taken by Radford. Now Williams gets it down the left wing. Drives to the basket. Feeds it off to Maxwell. His shot blocked by Grant. Rebound Wilson. Gets it over to Dobbs. Down court to Grant. Drives to the basket right side. Banks it up and puts it in good. Andre Grant. Nice move as he had to avoid a charge. And he was able to bank it in. Fairmont up 19-16. Tigers with the ball. Williams top of the key. Left wing to Bailey. Back to Williams. A long distance three. It is good. Jack Williams showing some excellent range. And he makes it a 19-19 game. Ball in the right corner now to Wilson. Early in the second quarter from Fairmont. Dobbs gets it top of the key. Dobbs against Maxwell. Drives down inside. Gets it to Cumberledge. Cumberledge banks it up off the mark. No good. And the rebound pulled down by Williams. Tigers have it. Into the front court. Maxwell down the right wing. Bounces it under the basket. All alone is Jalen Bailey, and he lays it in. Bailey from Maxwell. Tigers lead by 2. Grant in the front court to Wilson. Wilson back outside to Dobbs. Dobbs driving against Maxwell. Puts it up, and it rolls in good. Zykeas Dobbs got a nice bounce on the rim that time, and the Polar Bears have tied it at 21. Into the front court. With it is Bailey. Back top of the key now. It comes to Radford. Brody Radford with it. Left wing, Maxwell gets it. Maxwell loves to drive to the basket. Offer on the right wing to Radford. Radford deep left corner to Williams. A three from there is no good. And Cumberledge gets the rebound for the Polar Bears. Up court to Butler. Butler down the far sidelines. Spins down inside and then brings it back outside with a pass to Dobbs on the wing. Dobbs against Maxwell. Drives down inside. Maxwell has to be careful with 2 fouls. Back outside to Grant. Now Dobbs gets it again. 5:16 to go. Polar Bears and Tigers are tied at 21. Grant on the right wing. Grant drops it off to Dobbs. Dobbs fires a three from there off the short side of the rim. No good. And Maxwell has the rebound. Up to Williams. Williams into the front court. Bounce pass comes to Davis. And Davis lays it in. And Shady Spring takes the lead. Timeout, Polar Bears with 4:59 to go until halftime. Shady Spring 23, Fairmont Senior 21 on Fun 93.1.
1965, the team at City Construction has been an industry leader in all facets of construction, shaping the West Virginia landscape with some of the most recognizable commercial projects throughout the state. As one of the largest general contractors in north central West Virginia, our outstanding record of quality workmanship and personal service is here for your next project. Call our team of experts today.
Give us the opportunity to design build your next project. City Construction Company, West Virginia proud since 1965.
Shady Spring has retaken the lead. It's 23-21 with 4:59 to go. The Polar Bear lineup. Claybrook returns along with Dobbs, Wilson, Cumberledge, and Butler. Shady Spring now has Brady Johnston in the game. He's out front on defense against Claybrook. Tigers man-to-man. Ball comes over to Dobbs on the wing. Dobbs against Maxwell. Deep right corner to Butler. Back to Dobbs. Dobbs lobs it inside to Cumberledge under the basket. Left wing Claybrook open for a three. Off the back of the rim, no good. Wilson tips the rebound, and it goes bouncing out of bounds out to Shady Spring. Grant returns to the Polar Bear lineup now, and he comes in for Wilson with 4:31 left in the second quarter. And returning Williams for the Tigers. He just took a little extended timeout break as he comes back into the game for Radford. So the Tigers with the ball with a 23-21 lead. We're early in the second quarter rather. Polar Bears on defense. Right wing Williams has it. Top of the key now. Maxwell driving in against Dobbs, and Dobbs blocks his shot again. Rebound, Claybrook. Outlet intended for Dobbs, picked up by Butler. Butler gets it back to Dobbs. Zykeas into the front court now. Drives for the basket, drops it off to Cumberledge. He lays it in beautifully. Cumberledge gets the basket. Dobbs the assist, and we've got a tie again. It's 23-23. 3:50 to go here in the second quarter. Bailey gets it outside. Top of the key against Butler. Down to the baseline, Williams can't get in. Back out on the right wing to Bailey. He drives through the lane from right to left. Leans in against Butler. Turns from 7. Shoots off the back of the rim. Cumberledge clears the boards for the Polar Bears. Outlet comes to Grant. He gets it to Butler. Butler in the front court. Polar Bears, Tigers, tied 23-all. Dobbs with the ball at the top of the key against Maxwell. Maxwell playing well with 2 fouls, because you've got the assignment of guarding the Polar Bears' Dobbs, who loves to drive to the basket. Here is Dobbs now driving down inside. He falls down and loses the ball. Picked up by the Tigers. Davis hands it off to Bailey. Bailey lays it in. Bailey gets the basket. Shady leads at 25-23. 3 minutes to go until halftime. Dobbs out on the right wing. Dobbs looks in against Maxwell. Top of the key to Butler. Butler, left wing, Claybrook.
Come on, got to get open.
Claybrook bounces it to Dobbs. Back out left wing, Grant. Left corner, Claybrook. Or he'll fire a three-point shot. That's Cumberledge, rather. And the rebound pulled down by the Tigers. Out of there with it is Davis. Up court, Williams. Williams at the top of the key against Claybrook. Now drives down inside, pulls up from 12 and scores. Jack Williams. Good offensive player for the Tigers, and Shady Spring leads by 4, 27-23. Here's Dobbs, top of the key. Dobbs almost loses the ball. Now he does. It's picked up by Maxwell, and he is tied up by Dobbs. Alternate possession. Gives the ball to the Polar Bears. So Fairmont avoids the turnover. Dobbs tying up Maxwell. 2:16 to go. In it comes to Cumberledge, deep right corner, right wing Butler. Deep right corner now, Grant. Grant lobs it inside to Cumberledge. Back to the basket and grabbed as he makes a pivot towards the inside. And the foul is on Jack Williams, and that will be his second. So for Shady, their 2 best players in just a little bit of foul trouble here with 2:08 to go in the first half, both with 2 fouls, but they both remain in the game. Inbounds pass comes to Dobbs in the right corner. Right wing, Grant gets it. Grant drops it off to Dobbs. Bears down by 4, 27-23. Dobbs against Maxwell. Maxwell giving him a cushion now. Dobbs drops it off to Grant. Stops from 13 feet out on the right wing and swishes it in. Grant has 10, and the Polar Bears cut it to 2. 27-25. 1:40 to go. Second quarter from Fairmont. Here's Maxwell driving inside, has the ball poked away, and last touched by the Polar Bears, out of bounds to Shady Spring. Gavin Davis comes back in, and going out is Brady Johnston. Tigers will throw it in from under their basket, and Maxwell will get it in play. Maxwell scored the first basket of the game, hasn't scored since then. Has it on the right wing, driving inside. Puts one up from 10, no good. Rebound, Cumberledge. Outlet pass to Dobbs. Dobbs in the front court. Gets around his man down to the right corner. Gets it over to Claybrook, back outside to Grant. Grant stops from 17 feet out. He shoots, it's good. Andre Grant has 6 points in the first quarter, 6 in the second. And here's Davis missing a shot. Rebound pulled down by Claybrook. Game tied at 27. Dobbs has it in the front court. Stops from 13. He puts it in. And the Polar Bears have taken the lead again. It's 29-27. Inside 55 seconds to go in the first half. Shady with the ball. Radford on the right wing to Bailey. Back outside to Maxwell. Swings it over now on the left wing to Radford. He tries to get it to Williams. The ball loose on the floor, but it's picked up by Bailey out on the right wing. 38 seconds left. Nearing the end of the first half. The Polar Bears lead by 2 on a 6-0 run. Williams, top of the key to Maxwell. Maxwell against Dobbs. Dishes off, gets it to Davis. Back out to Williams. Now we're down to 20 seconds to go. 5 count being assessed as Bradford dribbles, gets it over to Bailey. Clock down to 10 seconds to go. Bailey gets it over to Radford, double teamed. Back to Bailey on the wing. Bailey drives for the layup, puts it up and scores at the end of the first half. So Jalen Bailey gets a big basket as time runs out at halftime, and we've got a tight game here. We've got a tie at the end of the first half. Fairmont Senior, Shady Spring. The score, the Polar Bears 29, Shady Spring 29. Halftime report coming up next on Fun 93.1.
I'm Keith Powell, and going on right now is my Keith Says Yes Fest. I'm saying yes to lowering your payments, yes to your trade-in, regardless of condition, miles, even if you're still making payments. My Keith Says Yes credit approval process helps me say yes, you're approved. So if you want new Chevys, yes. New Fords, yes. Lifetime warranty, yes. Come see me, Keith Powell at Yes Chevy in Hurricane and Yes Ford in Huntington.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Hi, this is Meredith Mayer from Fairmont, West Virginia, and when I'm back home, you can find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that thundering herd pride at your local Parmar stores. We are over 200 stores strong and growing. Download the Parmar app for even more savings and sign up for the Parmar Rewards Card. Whether it's food, gas, or groceries, we have you covered. We are Marshall and we are Parmar stores.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
Since 1965, the team at City Construction has been an industry leader in all facets of construction, shaping the West Virginia landscape with some of the most recognizable commercial projects throughout the state. As one of the largest general contractors in north central West Virginia, our outstanding record of quality workmanship and personal service is here for your next project. Call our team of experts today.
Give us the opportunity to design build your next project. City Construction Company, West Virginia proud since 1965.
It's amazing the difference in the atmosphere when you have a matchup like this. It's a marquee matchup. It's the number 1 team against the number 2 team, at least according to the rankings right now. And both of these teams playing a tight first half against one another. And the score shows that as we're tied at halftime, 29-29. Both teams have had their stretches where they played really well. They had little runs. Shady had one in the first quarter where they went on a 7-0 run. The Polar Bears had a 6-0 run in the second quarter to turn a 4-point deficit into a 2-point lead. That was near the end of the half, and that was just before Jalen Bailey did his last second heroics, taking the ball in for the Tigers and scooping one up off the glass just before the buzzer sounded to tie the game at the half, 29-29. The first quarter, almost as tight. It was 17-16 Fairmont Senior after one quarter of play. The key thing really in this game, Amar Maxwell, he is their leading scorer. He averages 22 points a game. He has scored only 2 points. He's had a number of shots, but he's had good defense applied to him by Zykeus Dobbs. The interesting thing is these two teams are the best players on their respective teams, and they're guarding one another as well. The interesting thing about that is Maxwell picked up 2 fouls in the first quarter, but he was able to play the entire second quarter without committing a foul, and he has the assignment of guarding Zykeus Dobbs, who's not a standstill shooter. Dobbs is the kind of player that loves to penetrate, take it inside, fake, put it up in traffic, and Maxwell has been able to get away, stay away from that third foul. Then late in the second quarter, Jack Williams, who is their leading scorer at the half, picked up his second foul. But the one thing about Ronnie Olson, he didn't bring those guys to the sidelines. A lot of coaches, you get your second foul in the first half, you immediately will come to the bench and most likely sit for the rest of that half. But he didn't do that with either of these players, and it turned out to benefit him because neither one acquired foul number 3. On the Fairmont side, Darrell Claybrook picked up 2 fouls early. He is the only player in foul trouble on the Polar Bear side of the ledger. Let's take a look at what's coming up next. Hey, this Shady Spring team, you think you have a back-to-back night, you think you got it tough. Well, Shady actually had games scheduled Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week. But they found out just recently that the game scheduled for Thursday against Graham, Virginia, has now been called off. So now they only have games Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday of this week. The next time out will be tomorrow night at home against Bluefield. And Shady has some payback for this Bluefield team because the Beavers beat the Tigers 75-59 just about a week ago. On the Fairmont side, after tonight's game, the Polar Bears will be on the road Wednesday night as Fairmont Senior will play at North Marion. And that will be a back to the Big Ten Conference for the Polar Bears. And that will be a game that gets underway at the regular time, 7:30, and we'll be on the air beginning at 7:20. When we come back, it'll be time to check the first half stats as halftime continues from the Fairmont Fieldhouse with the score: Shady Spring 29, Fairmont Senior 29 on Fun 93.1.
I'm Keith Powell, and going on right now is my Keith Says Yes Fest. I'm saying yes to lowering your payments, yes to your trade-in, regardless of condition, miles, even if you're still making payments. My Keith Says Yes credit approval process helps me say yes, you're approved. So if you want new Chevys, yes. New Fords, yes. Lifetime warranty, yes. Come see me, Keith Powell at Yes Chevy in Hurricane and Yes Ford in Huntington.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Hi, this is Meredith Mayer from Fairmont, West Virginia, and when I'm back home, you can find me at my local Par-Mar store.
We have that thundering herd pride at your local Par-Mar stores. We are over 200 stores strong and growing. Download the Par-Mar app for even more savings and sign up for the Par-Mar Rewards Card. Whether it's food, gas, or groceries, we have you covered. We are Marshall and we are Par-Mar stores.
If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
Since 1965, the team at City Construction has been an industry leader in all facets of construction, shaping the West Virginia landscape with some of the most recognizable commercial projects throughout the state. As one of the largest general contractors in north central West Virginia, our outstanding record of quality workmanship and personal service is here for your next project. Call our team of experts today.
Give us the opportunity to design build your next project. City Construction Company, West Virginia proud since 1965.
Halftime is winding down here at the Fairmont Fieldhouse. Let's take a look at the first half scoring for Shady Spring. Jack Williams leads the way with 12 points. He had 3 twos and 2 threes. Jalen Bailey had 3 twos and 1 3. He had 11. Then 2 points each for Brody Radford, Amar Maxwell, and Gavin Davis. On the Fairmont side, Andre Grant, 12 points. Zykeas Dobbs, 8. 7 for Trey Cumberledge, and 2 for Darrell Claybrook. Fairmont had 14 twos. Shady Spring had 10. The Tigers had 3 3-point baskets. The Polar Bears didn't have any. And at the foul line, not much to report. Fairmont 1 for 2, and Shady Spring 0 for 1. After one quarter, Fairmont led 17-16. And in the second quarter, Shady outscored the Polar Bears 13-12, giving us a 29-29 tie at the half. Second half, coming up next here on Fun 93.1.
Hi, my name's Zach Frazier and I'm from Fairmont, West Virginia. And when I'm back at home in Fairmont, you'll find me at my local Par-Mar store.
We had that Golden Boot pride at Par-Mar. There are literally hundreds of Par-Mar stores in West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and even more on the way. Download the Par-Mar app to save even more. And whether it's food, gas, groceries, or whatever, we have you covered at Par-Mar. West Virginia proud and ready to serve you.
If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
It's time for the second half now. The Tigers have the basketball to start. Half number 2. Fairmont's lineup is Claybrook, Grant, Dobbs, Butler, and Cumberledge. Davis, Radford, Williams, Bailey, and Maxwell in the lineup for Shady. Here's Williams out on the right wing. Gets a little quick step as he starts to make a move, and he's called for traveling, and the Polar Bears get it on the turnover. Mel Coleman, Paul Ayers, and Tony Thornton are our officials tonight. And the Polar Bears have the ball in the front court now. Fairmont in the white uniforms. Shady in the dark. Butler has it on the left wing. Shady comes out in a 2-3 zone to start the second half. Butler over to Dobbs. Dobbs hits Cumberledge at the high post. Stops, shoots from 15 feet out. It's good. Trey Cumberledge hits it. He has 9 points, and the Polar Bears have a 31-29 lead. Radford gets it to Bailey. Bailey down to the right wing. Bailey drives down inside, leans in, puts it up short. Rebound knocked around and controlled by the Polar Bears. Butler brings it up into the front court to Grant. He goes down to the baseline, spins for the shot. His shot blocked by Maxwell, and Maxwell has the rebound. Into the front court. Amar Maxwell with the basketball against Dobbs. Drives down inside, lays it up and scores. Maxwell ties the game at 31, and the Polar Bears will bring it up from right to left. Early minutes of the third quarter. Dobbs with it outside. Now the Tigers go man-to-man, and Dobbs is guarded by Maxwell. Right corner, Cumberledge. Back out it comes to Dobbs. Left wing, Butler. Left corner, Cumberledge. He'll decide to shoot a three from there. Rattles out, no good, and the rebound pulled down by Williams. The Tigers have the ball. Into the front court with Radford. Radford dribbles right in front of his bench. Back out on the right wing to Williams. Williams checks the sidelines. His coach directing the offense. It's playing right in front of him now. Maxwell on the wing. Drives in against Dobbs. Stops from 5. Banks it in good. And Amar Maxwell has more points in the first minute of the third quarter than he had in the entire first half. And Shady leads 33-31. Here's Butler handing it off to Dobbs. He goes down the baseline, goes for the basket and scores. So Zykeas counters the Maxwell field goal with one of his own. And we're tied again at 33. Bailey with it on the right wing. Claybrook guarding him. Comes now to Radford, top of the key. Radford hands it off to Maxwell. Drives in, spins for the basket, and a whistle and traveling called against Maxwell. So the Polar Bears will get the basketball. Maxwell went hard to the basket, as did Dobbs on the other end. And the Polar Bears have the ball in the front court now as Cumberledge drives under the basket. Back out right wing. Butler, top of the key. Dobbs. Zykeas stops from 12 feet out. It's good. Dobbs hits his second basket of the second half. He has 12 in the game, and the Polar Bears lead at 35-33. Maxwell, top of the key, drops it off to Radford. Radford dribbles along the three-point line. Passes to Bailey in the deep right corner. Back out. Davis gets it. Davis over to Maxwell. He one-hands it and picked up by Davis. Back top of the key to Williams. Williams around a Davis screen. Now drives to the basket, and Grant's on him a little too tightly, and he's going to be called for the foul. Andre Grant called for the foul, and 2 shots coming up for the Tigers. Jack Williams. The way he shoots from everywhere else, you would guess he'd be a pretty good foul shooter. He has 2 threes, 3 twos, 12 points on the game tonight. Clock shows 5:04 to go. Shady trailing the Polar Bears 35-33. Foul shot rolls off the rim, no good. Williams shooting one more. He's a right-hander. 6'3", puts it up and it's good. And it's a 1-point game. Fairmont up 35-34. No big leads in this game so far tonight. Dobbs bounces it over to Grant on the left wing against man-to-man. Dobbs against Maxwell. Left corner Grant, wide open for a 3. It's up off the rim, no good, and the rebound controlled by Radford. Radford into the front court for Shady Spring. Down to the left wing, down to the basket, brings it back outside to Maxwell. Maxwell against Dobbs. He's driving down inside, stops from 5, shoots no good. Dobbs has the rebound. Dobbs back the other way from right to left. Hustles into the front court. Now, feeds the ball to Cumberledge. Back out it comes now. In the left corner to Dobbs. Dobbs stops from 16, shoots no good. Rebound pulled down by Williams. Into the front court to Maxwell. Maxwell drives in against Cumberledge, goes for the basket and lays it in. No answer for Amar Maxwell so far in the third quarter. Shady takes a 1-point lead, 36-35. Grant pulls up from 17, shoots no good. Claybrook keeps the ball alive and gets the rebound out to Cumberledge. Cumberledge over to Dobbs. 36-35. Polar Bears down by 1 with the basketball. Dobbs directing the offense now. Bounces it over to Grant on the right wing. Deep right corner now, Cumberledge. Claybrook top of the key, left wing Dobbs. He hits Butler cutting inside, can't get a shot off. Now tries to get it back outside. It's loose on the floor, and Butler keeps it alive, gets it to Claybrook. Claybrook hits Cumberledge back outside to Dobbs. Polar Bears take a deep breath now as they have the basketball for another possession. 3:20 to go, third quarter. Shady 36, Fairmont 35. Dobbs drives to the basket, gets it off to Cumberledge. Wide open 3 on the wing. It is good. Cumberledge hits the 3, and the Polar Bears lead by 2, 38-36. Into the front court comes Jack Williams. That's the 18th three-point basket for Trey Cumberledge this season. He leads the Polar Bears in that category. Maxwell has the ball back to the basket. Now he turns, and he'll shoot from 17 feet out. No good. Dobbs rebounds. Dobbs into the front court for the Polar Bears. Drives down inside, underhands it to Grant. Almost loses it off his shoe. Gets it to Claybrook, top of the key, Grant. Right wing Dobbs. He takes a 3 from there. It's short. Rebound knocked around, and Maxwell gets it. Maxwell into the front court. Takes it to the right corner. Stops. Sends it on the left wing to Williams. Wide open 3. It's good. You can count that anytime he gets a wide open 3. And Shady has a 1-point lead. 39-38. Fairmont with the ball in the front court. Claybrook. Back outside to Cumberledge. 2:13 to go. Game tied at the half. It's been tight the entire way. Butler against Radford. Gives up the dribble and hits Dobbs. Dobbs has the ball knocked out of his hands, and he's fouled from behind. Personal goes against Gavin Davis. That'll be his first. A remarkably clean game foul-wise so far. There have been very few fouls called in the entire game. Just 5 against Shady and 4 against Fairmont, and we're almost at the end of the third quarter. Dobbs to get it in from under the Fairmont basket. 2:01 to go. Lobs it out to the center circle to Cumberledge. Cumberledge drives against Williams, gets it back to Grant. Grant penetrates, spins in, gets it back now. 3 for Cumberledge is off the mark, out of bounds. Out of bounds to Shady with 1:50 to go in the third quarter. And the Tigers leading the Polar Bears 39-38. Radford dribbles the ball up court from left to right. He'll be picked up by Grant. Bailey gets it, top of the key to Williams. Radford against Butler, back to Williams. Williams about 10 feet beyond the three-point line, so no threat there as Shady spreads it out just a little bit. Maxwell gets it at the foul line. Maxwell backs it out to the top of the key. Dobbs guarding him. Zykeas can be aggressive. He has no fouls so far tonight. Williams on the left wing. 1:06 to go. Back to Maxwell. He one-hands it. Back to Williams. Final minute of the third quarter now. Radford gets it. Maxwell goes down low. Left wing Bailey, left corner Maxwell. And he hits Williams, cutting to the basket. His shot blocked by Grant, and a foul called against the Polar Bears. Andre Grant. Official Tony Thornton says you got him on the back of the head. 2 shots coming for Jack Williams. Second foul on Grant. Williams is 1 for 2 from the line tonight, has 16 points. First shot is up, and it spins in good. The interesting thing about this Shady team is they lost almost everyone from last year, all but Amar Maxwell out of their starting lineup. But they have just had a solid run through this season as well. The second foul shot spins in and out and back in good. Williams will get a break. He comes out. 18 points. And the Polar Bears have the ball down 41-38, 46 seconds to go in the third quarter. Dobbs across the center line, left wing to Butler, back outside to Grant, over to Claybrook. Back to Cumberledge now. Back outside to Dobbs, over to Grant with 30 seconds left. Now Dobbs gets it. Down to 22 seconds to go. You look at this situation almost like a football game when you try to remember who gets the ball first to start the second half. Well, you're wondering who gets the ball to start the fourth quarter, and it would be Shady. 6 seconds to go as Dobbs makes a move to Cumberledge. Off-balance shot from 18 is an air ball as time runs out at the end of the third quarter. After 3 quarters from the Fairmont Fieldhouse, it's Shady Spring 41, Fairmont Senior 38 on Fun 93.1.
Hi, this is Meredith Mayer from Fairmont, West Virginia, and when I'm back home, you can find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that thundering herd pride at your local Parmar stores. We are over 200 stores strong and growing. Download the Parmar app for even more savings and sign up for the Parmar Rewards Card. Whether it's food, gas, or groceries, we have you covered. We are Marshall, and we are Parmar stores.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99, or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
It will not be Shady's ball to start the fourth quarter. It will be Fairmont's. Shady had it to start the third quarter. I thought we had a held ball in the third, but the officials and the official score table says it's the Polar Bears ball to start the fourth quarter. So Fairmont has it. The lineup remains the same for Fairmont Senior. Butler has it on the left wing. Butler beyond the three-point line, drops it off to Dobbs. Dobbs makes a move down inside, and there's a foul called by official Tony Thornton. The foul is going to go against Radford. That'll be his first. Ball out to Fairmont Senior. Butler stands under the basket, gets it to Dobbs, left corner. Dobbs drives in towards the basket, back to Claybrook. Underhands it to Grant, 18 feet out. It's off the back of the rim, but Cumberledge rebounds, gets it to Grant again. Over to Dobbs now. Zykeas makes a move down inside, has it stolen away from him. Picked up nicely by Johnston. Into the front court now to Bailey. Back to Johnston. Right wing Williams. He's open. He drives for the basket now after faking the three, and he lays it in. And Shady has its biggest lead of the night. It's 43-38. Grant drives inside, puts it up, and good. But an offensive foul called against Andre Grant, drawn by Jalen Bailey. So Grant gets the foul. That goes as a Fairmont turnover. And just like that, things have really turned here at the start of the fourth quarter. Shady has a 43-38 lead and the ball. Polar Bears in full court pressure. There's a steal in the backcourt. Dobbs gets it, drives in, banks it in. Good. Zykeus Dobbs gets the layup. Fairmont trails 43-40. 7:08 to go. Radford against Claybrook. Wants to clear him out and bring it up himself. Gets it across the center line. Claybrook, the sophomore, guarding Radford, the sophomore. On the left wing, Bailey has it. Butler guarding him. Drops it off to Radford. Radford falls down with the ball and a whistle and a timeout called by Ronnie Olson of Shady Spring. Timeout Tigers, 6:49 to go, fourth quarter. It's Shady 43, Fairmont Senior 40 on Fun 93.1.
Hi, my name's Zach Frazier and I'm from Fairmont, West Virginia. And when I'm back at home in Fairmont, you'll find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that gold and blue pride at Parmar. There are literally hundreds of Parmar stores in West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and even more on the way. Download the Parmar app to save even more. And whether it's food, gas, groceries, or whatever, we have you covered at Parmar. West Virginia proud and ready to serve you.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
Shady Spring with the basketball and the lead with 6:49 to go in this contest from the Fairmont Fieldhouse. 5 points, the biggest lead for either team tonight. There's a bounce pass knocked down by Dobbs, picked up by Maxwell. He drives in, misses the shot, but he's fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot two as Zykeus Dobbs will pick up his first foul of the evening. It's funny, a game like this, like one or two baskets, and you think the other team has the momentum. That's the way it has been here in the third quarter. It's a single basket by Shady, which gave the Tigers a 5-point lead, and you think, wow, they've got the momentum now. Maxwell will try to make it 5 as he shoots at the line to the right. 2 shots. First one is up. It's no good. So he can't make it a 5-point lead now. He's 0 for 2 from the line tonight. Has 8 points. Well below his average of 22. Second foul shot is good. And the lead is 44-40 as the Polar Bears get it in the front court. Dobbs off to Grant. Grant back to Dobbs. Give and go back to Grant. Grant puts one up from 7. It's good. Andre Grant gets the basket. Dobbs the assist. Grant has 14. And the Polar Bears lead, or trail rather, 44-42. Outside with it is Radford. Radford drops it off to Maxwell. Maxwell against Dobbs. Hard pass inside, deflected by Grant, picked up by Dobbs. Lead pass to Cumberledge. Cumberledge for the layup from the left side. Acrobatic shot, it's good. Cumberledge hits it, and we're tied again. 44-44. Shady Spring with the ball in a game living up to its expectations inside 6 minutes. Bounce pass comes to Bailey at the top of the key. Bounce pass now to the high post to Maxwell. He hands it off to Radford. Deep left corner, Williams gets Grant in the air. Moves in towards the basket against Butler. Turns, shoots, misses, rebound. Cumberledge for the Polar Bears. Outlet to Dobbs, over to Grant. Grant drives down for the basket, and a hand check foul called on the floor against Shady Spring. Foul goes to Brody Radford. That will be his second. Gavin Davis returns, replacing Brady Johnston. Fairmont's ball under its basket, game tied. Right corner, Cumberledge. Right wing, Grant. Back to Cumberledge. Back to Grant, top of the key. Grant tries for the basket and puts it up. It's good, and he's fouled. Williams gets the foul. Grant, the pressure-packed basket. And he'll try to give the Polar Bears a 3-point lead. Third foul on Williams. Grant, best foul shooter on the team for Fairmont, 76%. Puts the free throw up, and it's spinning out. No good. And Maxwell rebounds for the Tigers. Fairmont leads 46-44, 5:25 to go in the game. Williams against Grant. Drops it off to Radford. Radford at the center circle. Crouches down low. Gets it over now to Williams. Williams back to Radford beyond the three-point line. Over it comes now, top of the key to Bailey. Claybrook guarding him. Bailey drives down inside, makes a move against Claybrook, and traveling called against Bailey. So Fairmont with a basketball, 5:03 to go, leading 46-44. Here's Dobbs in the front court for the Polar Bears, dribbling at the center circle. Maxwell comes out to challenge him, and the ball comes over to Grant now. Grant back to Butler. Butler hits Dobbs at the foul line. Dobbs moves closer. Back it comes now to Grant, top of the key. Left wing Butler has it. He'll swing it over to Grant. Right corner Dobbs. Dobbs goes down the baseline under the basket. Gets it to Cumberledge all alone. He lays it in from the left side. Cumberledge from Dobbs, and Fairmont leads at 48-44. Polar Bears on a 10-1 run here. Bounce pass comes to Bailey. Bailey at the top of the key, guarded by Claybrook. Left wing, Maxwell has it. Maxwell around a Radford screen, fires a three, off the mark, no good. Rebound Butler, lead pass to Grant. He's driving for the breakaway, layup, it's good. Grant gets the basket. Timeout called by Shady Spring. 4:06 to go. It's the Fairmont Polar Bears 50. Shady Spring 44 on Fun 93.1.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99, or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
Midway through the fourth quarter, Fairmont Senior has its biggest lead in the game. It's 50-44 after just trailing 43-38 moments ago. Radford with it as the Tigers have it in the front court now. Jack Williams, definitely an offensive threat, but so is Jalen Bailey tonight for Shady Spring. Bailey penetrates down to the baseline. Under the basket, turns from 5. He shoots off the rim. Rebound Claybrook. Bears have it. Outlet to Dobbs. Up court to Grant. Grant against Williams. Gets around him for the shot. And a foul is called as Andre goes to the basket. And it's Jack Williams who has just picked up his 4th foul. At the foul line for the Polar Bears will be Andre Grant. He's 0 for 1 from the line tonight. He has 18 points, but he's a very good foul shooter for the Polar Bears this season. Free throw is good. Grant coming off a 19-point game last time out against Elkins. Elkins, one of the 2 common opponents between the Polar Bears and Shady Spring. Second foul shot, Grant puts it up and good, and the Polar Bears have their biggest lead. It's 52-44. Biggest lead for either team. 3:30 left in the game. Williams at the top of the key. Looks for Maxwell, gets it to him at the high post. Maxwell drives in against Dobbs, puts it up no good. Cumberledge sails in for the rebound. Polar Bears have it. Dobbs into the front court, down to the right wing. Zykeas makes a stop-and-go move. Left corner, Claybrook open for a 3. Off the rim, no good. Rebound tipped around, and Cumberledge saves it, but Radford gets it. Cumberledge goes to the student section. There's a big steal by Butler. He puts it in. Butler steals it, and the Polar Bears lead by 10. And that's the first basket of the night for Jules Butler. It's 54-44. Fairmont leading, inside 3 minutes to go. Radford hitting Davis. His shot blocked along the baseline by Cumberledge. And Butler has it for the Polar Bears. Over to Dobbs. And Fairmont has the basketball with a 10-point lead. Dobbs gets it over to Butler. Butler guarded closely. Will pass it over now to Cumberledge. And Fairmont wants a timeout. Timeout Polar Bears, 2:37 to go, fourth quarter. It's Fairmont Senior 54, Shady Spring 44 on Fun 93.1.
National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment Champion Mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
The Polar Bears' Trey Cumberledge went up into the bleachers to save a ball, keep it alive, but Shady Spring got it. But before Cumberledge could get back out of the stands, Jules Butler had stolen it back and ended up putting it in for his first and only basket of the game. Fairmont with the ball now, leading by 10 and with possession. Dobbs double team, gets it to Grant. Back to Dobbs, swings it over to Claybrook on the left wing. Back to Grant center circle, far side Cumberledge. Back on the left wing to Butler. Butler feeds it over to Grant. Polar Bears playing keep away now with a 10-point lead. Dobbs in trouble. Double teamed, loses the ball. Maxwell knocked it away into the front court. Williams goes down the baseline, lays it up and scores. Jack Williams hits it. He's got 22. And the Polar Bear lead is 54-46. Here's Butler in the front court. 1:57 to go. Right corner Grant. Grant back outside to Cumberledge. Cumberledge over to Grant. Polar Bears holding on to the ball now with an 8-point lead. Dobbs down inside to Butler. Butler leans in for the basket, puts it up, blocked out of bounds to the Polar Bears. So Fairmont will bring it in play from under the basket. It was Gavin Davis playing defense down inside for the Tigers. The lob comes out to Dobbs. Dobbs, who's pushed by Maxwell, wasn't anything intentional. Helps him get back up, and Maxwell picks up his third foul. You never would have thought Maxwell, after getting 2 fouls in the first quarter, wouldn't pick up his third until the final 2 minutes of the game. And he's played every second. At the foul line, Zykeus Dobbs for the Polar Bears. Fairmont's now in the bonus, shooting 2. First free throw is up, and it's no good. On the season, Zykeus shoots 66% from the line, but he's 0 for 2 tonight. He has 14 points. Last time these two teams played, Zykeus had 1 point in the state championship game. He makes it, and the Bears lead 55-46. Quickly in the front court, Bailey bumped outside by Cumberledge, and that was a good foul for the Polar Bears because they're not in a shooting situation yet. Bailey likes to take that ball to the basket. Cumberledge gets his second foul. Ball out. That's the third team foul against Fairmont Senior. Comes into Davis. He drives down inside for the basket. Scoops it away, and Grant has the steal. Grant gets it to Butler. Butler drives down inside, then brings it back outside with 1:26 to go. Butler one-hands it over to Grant. Grant fouled by Williams, and he will foul out of the game. Jack Williams commits his 5th foul, and he's had quite a night for Shady Spring. 5 twos, 3 threes, 3 for 4 at the foul line. That's 22 points for Williams, which is 4 above his average. Solid game tonight for Williams. Free throw by Grant is good, and you go to the other side, and you've got a certainly solid game by this guy, Andre Grant. He has 21 points, looking for his 22nd. And he's got it. It's 4 for 5 from the foul line, and the Polar Bears lead 57-46. A minute 19 to go. Radford, top of the key. Davis for a three-point shot, high off the rim. Butler controls the rebound for the Polar Bears. Butler in the front court. Drives down inside, gets it to Cumberledge. He lays it up, it's good. Cumberledge hits it. He has 18 points, and the Polar Bears lead 59-46. Maxwell along the baseline puts it in. 58 seconds to go. Timeout called by Shady Spring. Timeout Tigers, 57 seconds left. It's Fairmont 59, Shady Spring 48 on Fun 93.1. Un minuto.
Hi, my name's Zach Frazier and I'm from Fairmont, West Virginia. And when I'm back at home in Fairmont, you'll find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that Golden Boot pride at Parmar. There are literally hundreds of Parmar stores in West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and even more on the way. Download the Parmar app to save even more. And whether it's food, gas, groceries, or whatever, we have you covered at Parmar. West Virginia proud and ready to serve you.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
A game as tight as this one has been, and the Polar Bears are on a 21-5 run in the last few minutes of the fourth quarter after trailing 43-38. Butler gets it in the backcourt to Grant. Grant double teamed in the corner, loses the ball. Maxwell has it. Maxwell feeds it off nicely to Bailey, and he lays it in. Bailey hits it. It's 59-50. Polar Bears need to get it in play in the backcourt. Comes into Grant. Grant back to Dobbs. 40 seconds to go. Dobbs dribbles up, gets it across the center line, over to Cumberledge. Back now to Grant, over to Butler, and he's fouled. So Jules Butler will shoot at the foul line for the Polar Bears. He's just a 50% foul shooter this season, 9 of 18. And Butler is at the line for the first time tonight, just a sophomore. Made 2 clutch foul shots against Shady in the championship game last year, and he makes the first one here. And Fairmont leads 60-50. Remember the championship game last year, Zykeas Dobbs fouled out with less than 2 minutes to go. And the freshman Butler hit a big 3 and made 2 foul shots. Fairmont up by 11 after Butler makes the second one. Bailey with the ball gets by Claybrook. Now bounce pass down low under the basket. Comes back to Davis. Davis drives inside, ball loose. Dobbs gets it over to Cumberledge. Cumberledge double team in the backcourt, now dribbling around and gets out of trouble, but he is fouled. And he'll go to the other end of the court to shoot. Two shots coming for Trey Cumberledge at the line to the left. Cumberledge 61% foul shooter, but he's shooting at the line for now 2 shots, and the first one is good. Cumberledge with 19 points, and this one is good. It's 20. And the Polar Bears lead 63-50 with 18 seconds to go. Bailey has it out on the left wing. Bailey has the ball knocked away by Dobbs, gets it back, launches a long 3 from the corner. It's good with 8 seconds to go. Bailey hits it. Polar Bears will need to get it in from under the basket. It comes to Butler. He'll just hold on to the ball. And that's the end of the ball game. And the number 1 ranked Fairmont Senior Polar Bears beat the number 2 Shady Spring Tigers tonight on the Polar Bears home court. The final score, Fairmont Seniors 63, Shady Spring 53. The wrap-up coming up next on Fun 93.1. Yeah.
I'm Keith Powell, and going on right now is my Keith Says Yes Fest. I'm saying yes to lowering your payments, yes to your trade-in, regardless of condition, miles, even if you're still making payments. My Keith Says Yes credit approval process helps me say yes, you're approved. So if you want new Chevys, yes. New Fords, yes. Lifetime warranty, yes. Come see me, Keith Powell at Yes Chevy in Hurricane and Yes Ford in Huntington.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Hi, this is Meredith Mayer from Fairmont, West Virginia, and when I'm back home, you can find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that thundering herd pride at your local Parmar stores. We are over 200 stores strong and growing. Download the Parmar app for even more savings and sign up for the Parmar Rewards Card. Whether it's food, gas, or groceries, we have you covered. We are Marshall and we are Parmar stores.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
Since 1965, the team at City Construction has been an industry leader in all facets of construction, shaping the West Virginia landscape with some of the most recognizable commercial projects throughout the state. As one of the largest general contractors in north central West Virginia, our outstanding record of quality workmanship and personal service is here for your next project. Call our team of experts today.
Give us the opportunity to design build your next project. City Construction Company, West Virginia proud since 1965.